and welcome to the Mad Files, episode 4, I believe. Last we left off, the Dr. Tumala, the head neurosurgeon that was been working on me, found out that I had a series of arterial fistulas spiderwebbing through my head. A very a common, not so uncommon situation, but I had a massive amount of them spiderwebbing through my head, and he didn't know what he was going to do right away. Well, by September, excuse me, he contacted us and said he had a plan, which was staged embolizations. Now, what that means is I'm going to have multiple surgeries. It was predicted 6 or 7 at the time by September, and or well, predicted in September, and that they're going to go into my head and cut off the blood supply and seal it off with something called Onyx. Yes, those around my age, 42, may remember Onyx, that rap group from the 90s, but yeah, so that's actually a medical term. It's brain glue. Anyway, so that's where the surgery started, and which required that it would go through my hip, up through veins in my side, and then through artery in my neck and into my head. And that's when it would start cutting and gluing and such. And I had 2 surgeries in September, 2 surgeries in October, and along the way there was also a couple surgeries on my eyes because, as I touched on before, my eyesight was going to hell, and there was fluid pushing on my optic nerves causing damage. Now this is going to sound a little gross because, but what they did basically is they put me under. They poked holes in my eyes and then allowed the fluid building up behind my eye to drain out. Weird, I know. But so that was done, and those are the surgeries done through September to December. Now, a couple things along the way that were a little freaky. Well, one thing that was really freaky was learning that it was a heart intubation, meaning it was hard to put me under because they first gas you and then they put a tube down your throat and into your lung to make sure you stay under. You probably already knew this, but in case you didn't. And during that process, they actually woke me up because they couldn't intubate me, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. All I knew is that I was being held down and something being shoved into my throat and into my lung. I thought I was being attacked. I actually was yelling out, the hell are you doing? And they had to call in other people to hold me down, and learned that I had to, from that point forward, to be intubated awake, meaning slowly insert the tube into my throat, into my lung, and then sedate me as quickly as possible once I hit that point. So that was hard to get used to. And there's also a funny situation where we really got to know Dr. Tumala, and wonderful man he is, and his fellows, DJ, Dr. Seth, Dr. Take, what?
Kemp.
Dr. Kempf. Taka. I just call him Tonka Truck. And really a bunch of great guys. And there was a time, getting ready to go into surgery, they came to talk to me. I reached over and grabbed his hand that was on the side of the bed. And I thought it was my wife's hand, and I started stroking it. All of a sudden I heard Dr. Tumala say, "That's my hand." And then Dr. DJ said, "I guess we're going to get invited to Christmas this year." So here I am, big idiot, thinking my wife has hairy knuckles. But, you know, my brain's being worked on, what can I say? So, yeah, as time went on, surgeries, 2 or 3 a month all the way to December, things started getting hard and getting worn out, and my eyesight was not improving. I could no longer drive, I could no longer work, and it started getting really hard. and other disasters came along the way later starting in February. So, which I will dive into next week because there's a lot to discuss in that respect. So, thank you for your support and your comments. Got questions? Just go ahead and ask away. I do read all the comments. And as always, I appreciate the support. Thank you. And good night.